I shall argue that strong men, conversely, know when to compromise and that all principles can be compromised to serve a greater principle. All is well since all grows better. Every man gravitates to where he belongs in life, just as surely as water seeks and finds its level. His position is measured precisely by the quality and quantity of the service he renders, plus the mental attitude with which he relates himself to other people. East or west home is best. The surest foundation of a manufacturing concern is quality. After that, and a long way after, comes cost. Do real and permanent good in this world. Surplus wealth is a sacred trust to be managed for the good of others. Instead of the question, what must I do for my employer, substitute, what can I do? I give money for church organs in the hope the organ music will distract the congregation's attention from the rest of the service. No man will make a great leader who wants to do it all himself or get all the credit for doing it. Why should men leave great fortunes to their children? If this is done from affection, is it not misguided affection? Observation teaches that, generally speaking, it is not well for the children that they should be so burdened. Give me the life of the boy whose mother is nurse, seamstress, washerwoman, cook, teacher, angel, and saint, all in one, and whose father is guide, exemplar, and friend. No servants to come between. These are the boys who are born to the best fortune. The average person puts only 25% of his energy and ability into his work. There is scarcely an instance of a man who has made a fortune by speculation and kept it. A business is seldom if ever built up except on lines of strictest integrity. Speculation is a parasite feeding upon values, creating none. All honor's wounds are self-inflicted. It is trying to be other than oneself that unmans one. Be your own natural self and go ahead. Steele is prince or pauper. That 95% fail of those who start in business upon their own account seems incredible, and yet such are said to be the statistics upon the subject. The world's civilization started from the day on which everyone received reward for labor. There is no way of making a business successful that can vie with the policy of promoting those who render exceptional service. I will give $1 million for any convincing proof of a future life. Do not think a man has done his full duty when he has performed the work assigned him. A man will never rise if he does only this. Promotion comes from exceptional work. Here lies one who knew how to get around him men who were cleverer than himself. It is not the rich man's son that the young struggler for advancement has to fear in the race for life, nor his nephew, nor his cousin. Let him look out for the dark horse in the boy who begins by sweeping out the office. Humanities education is the worst thing for an industrialist. Pioneering don't pay. A sunny disposition is worth more than fortune. Men who reach decisions promptly usually have the capacity to move with definiteness of purpose in other circumstances. Be king in your dreams. Make your vow that you will reach that position with untarnished reputation, and make no other vow to distract your attention. A man's reading program should be as carefully planned as his daily diet, for that too is food, without which he cannot grow mentally. He that cannot reason is a fool. Any person can achieve greatness if they understand the philosophy of success and the steps required to achieve it. The sole purpose of being rich is to give away money. Strength is derived from unity. The range of our collective vision is far greater when individual insights become one. Success is the power to acquire whatever one demands of life without violating the rights of others. When fate hands us a lemon, let's try to make lemonade. Touch his head, and he will bargain and argue with you to the last. Touch his heart, and he falls upon your breast. I choose free libraries as the best agencies for improving the masses of the people, because they give nothing for nothing. They only help those who help themselves. There is no idol more debasing than the worship of money. The only irreplaceable capital an organization possesses is the knowledge and ability of its people. The productivity of that capital depends on how effectively people share their competence with those who can use it. I believe that the road to preeminent success in any line of work is to make yourself master of that line of work. There is not such a cradle of democracy upon the earth as the free public library, this republic of letters, where neither rank, office, nor wealth receives the slightest consideration. The man of business knows that only by years of patient, unremitting attention to affairs can he earn his reward, which is the result, not of chance, but of well-devised means for the attainment of ends. Mutual ignorance breeds mutual distrust. Strong men don't compromise, it is said, and principles should never be compromised. I began to learn what poverty meant. It was burned in my heart then that my father had to beg for work, and there came the resolve that I would cure that when I got to be a man. The man who dies rich dies disgraced. Teamwork is the ability to work together toward a common vision. It is the fuel that allows common people to attain uncommon results. The greatest astonishment of my life was the discovery that the man who does the work is not the man who gets rich. Capitalism is about turning luxuries into necessities. The more difficult a problem becomes, the more interesting it is. The wise young man or wage earner of today invests his money in real estate. There is a power under your control that is greater than poverty, greater than the lack of education, greater than all your fears and superstitions combined. It is the power to take possession of your own mind and direct it to whatever ends you may desire. Wealth is not to feed our egos, but to feed the hungry and to help people help themselves. Do not look for approval except for the consciousness of doing your best. No man becomes rich unless he enriches others. I spent the first half of my life making money and the second half of my life giving it away to do the most good and the least harm. Watch the costs and the profits will take care of themselves. The secret of happiness is renunciation. It marks a big step in your development when you come to realize that other people can help you do a better job than you could do alone. 90% of all millionaires become so through owning real estate. More money has been made in real estate than in all industrial investments combined. The wise young man or wage earner of today invests his money in real estate. My hopes were high, and I looked every day for some change to take place. What it was to be I knew not, but that it would come I felt certain if I kept on. One day the chance came. I wish to have as my epitaph, "Here lies a man who was wise enough to bring into his service men who knew more than he." There are two types of people who never achieve very much in their lifetimes. One is the person who won't do what he or she is told to do, and the other is the person who does no more than he or she is told to do. There is no use whatsoever in trying to help people who do not help themselves. Success can be attained in any branch of labor. There's always room at the top in every pursuit. The rare individuals who unselfishly try to serve others have an enormous advantage. They have little competition. Don't be content with doing only your duty. Do more than your duty. It's the horse that finishes a neck ahead that wins the race. Every act you have ever performed since the day you were born was performed because you wanted something. It is more difficult to give money away intelligently than to earn it in the first place. People who are unable to motivate themselves must be content with mediocrity, no matter how impressive their other talents. If you want to be happy, set a goal that commands your thoughts, liberates your energy, and inspires your hopes. You are what you think. So just think big, believe big, act big, work big, give big, forgive big, laugh big, love big, and live big. Teamwork is the ability to work together toward a common vision. The ability to direct individual accomplishments toward organizational objectives. It is the fuel that allows common people to attain uncommon results. Young man, make your name worth something. Teamwork, the fuel that allows common people attain uncommon results. Anything in life worth having is worth working for. There is little success where there is little laughter. Teamwork appears most effective if each individual helps others to succeed. Increasing the synergy of that team, ideally, every person will contribute different skills to increase the efficiency of the team and develop its unity. Any idea that is held in the mind that is either feared or revered will begin at once to clothe itself in the most convenient and appropriate physical forms available. Show me a man of average ability but extraordinary desire, and I'll show you a winner every time. The best time to expand is when no one else dares to take risks. The older I get, the less I listen to what people say, and the more I look at what they do. Teamwork is the ability to work together toward a common vision. A library outranks any other one thing a community can do to benefit its people. It is a never-failing spring in the desert. Concentrate your energies, your thoughts, and your capital. The wise man puts all his eggs in one basket and watches the basket. I am no longer cursed by poverty because I took possession of my own mind, and that mind has yielded me every material thing I want, and much more than I need. But this power of mind is a universal one, available to the humblest person as it is to the greatest. You develop millionaires the way you mine gold. You expect to move tons of dirt to find an ounce of gold, but you don't go into the mine looking for the dirt, you go in looking for the gold. One great cause of failure of young men in business is the lack of concentration. 90% of all millionaires become so through owning real estate. The secret of success lies not in doing your own work, but in recognizing the right man to do it. Here is the prime condition of success: concentrate your energy, thought, and capital exclusively upon the business in which you are engaged. Having begun on one line, resolve to fight it out on that line, to lead in it, adopt every improvement, have the best machinery, and know the most about it. 3 generations from shirt sleeves to shirt sleeves. Men are developed the same way gold is mined. When gold is mined, several tons of dirt must be moved to get an ounce of gold, but one doesn't go into the mine looking for dirt, one goes in looking for the gold. The man who dies leaving behind him millions of available wealth, which was his to administer during his life, will pass away unwept, unhonored, and unsung, no matter to what uses he leaves the dross which he cannot take with him. Pittsburgh entered the core of my heart when I was a boy and cannot be torn out. Upon the sacredness of property, civilization itself depends the right of the laborer to his $100 in the savings bank, and equally the legal right of the millionaire to his millions. I would as soon leave my son a curse as the almighty dollar. The Republic may not give wealth or happiness, she has not promised these. It is the freedom to pursue these, not their realization, we can claim. The battle of life is already half won by the young man who was brought in contact with high officials, and the great aim of every boy should be to do something beyond the sphere of his duties, something which attracts the attention of those over him. Those who would administer wisely must, indeed, be wise, for one of the serious obstacles to the improvement of our race is indiscriminate charity. When I did big things, some large corporations like the Pennsylvania Railroad Company were behind me and responsible party. Nothing tells in the long run like a good judgment, and no sound judgment can remain with a man whose mind is disturbed by the mercurial changes of the stock exchange. It places him under an influence akin to intoxication. What is not, he sees, and what he sees is not. It was from my own early experience that I decided there was no use to which money could be applied so productive of good to girls and boys who have good within them and ability and ambition to develop it as the founding of a public library. The morality of compromise sounds contradictory. A word, a look, an accent may affect the destiny not only of individuals, but of nations. He is a bold man who calls anything a trifle. Not evil, but good, has come to the race from the accumulation of wealth by those who have the ability and energy that produce it. Neither the individual nor the race is improved by almsgiving. The best means of benefiting the community is to place within its reach the ladders upon which the aspiring can rise. Life is not so much a matter of position as of disposition. I don't believe in God. My God is patriotism. Teach a man to be a good citizen and you have solved the problem of life. He that cannot reason is a fool. He that will not is a bigot. He that dare not is a slave. What one does easily, one does well. A man who was generous with his wealth. It has been reported that during his lifetime, Carnegie gave away over $350 million of his money to help others. The problem of our age is the proper administration of wealth, so that the ties of brotherhood may still bind together the rich and poor in harmonious relationship. Do your duty and a little more and the future will take care of itself. Golf is an indispensable adjunct to high civilization. The first man gets the oyster, the second man gets the shell. This is where the children of honest poverty have the most precious of all advantages over those of wealth. The mother, nurse, cook, governess, teacher, saint, all in one, the father, exemplar, guide, counselor, and friend. Thus were my brother and I brought up. What is the child of millionaire or nobleman that counts compared to such a heritage? And while the law of competition may be sometimes hard for the individual, it is best for the race because it ensures the survival of the fittest in every department. I have had a long life full of troubles, but there is one curious fact about them: 9/10 of them never happened. If the newspapers begin to publish stories about wars, and the people begin to think and talk of war in their daily conversations, they soon find themselves at war. People get that which their minds dwell upon, and this applies to a group or community or a nation of people, the same as to an individual. If it is right that schools should be maintained by the whole community for the well-being of the whole, it is right also that libraries should be so maintained. It is now 13 years since I ceased to accumulate wealth and began to distribute it. I could never have succeeded in either had I stopped with having enough to retire upon, but nothing to retire to. I can't afford to pay them any other way. Among the conditions of life or the laws of nature, some of which seem to us faulty, some apparently unjust and merciless, there are many that amaze us by their beauty and sweetness. Love of home, regardless of its character or location, certainly is one of these. There is nothing that robs a righteous cause of its strength more than a millionaire's money. Certainly the man who makes his own wealth eclipses those who inherit rank from others. Nothing man has discovered or imagined is to be named with the steam engine. It has no fellow. Franklin capturing the lightning, Morse annihilating space with the telegraph, Bell transmitting speech through the air by the telephone, are not less mysterious, being more ethereal. Perhaps in one sense they are even more so. Still, the labor of the world performed by heating cold water places what and is steam engine in a class apart by itself. I believe that higher wages to men who respect their employers and are happy and contented are a good investment, yielding, indeed, big dividends. Let there be light. That best portion of a good man's life, his little, nameless, unremembered acts of kindness and of love. An iron railroad would be a cheaper thing than a road of the common construction. Here lay in a few words the idea from which our railway system has sprung. I have never known a concern to make a decided success that did not do good, honest work, and even in these days of the fiercest competition, when everything would seem to be a matter of price, there lies still at the root of great business success the very much more important factor of quality. Bolton sold the estate which had come to him by his wife, and the greater part of his father's property, and mortgaged the remainder. It is evident that the great captain had taken in hand far too many enterprises. Probably he had not heard the new doctrine, put all your eggs in one basket and then watch that basket. Thanks for watching. I hope you feel inspired to chase your dreams. If you liked the video, please subscribe for more. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your loved ones. Leave a comment below to share your thoughts and favorite motivational quotes. See you in the next one.